So it is now time to hook up to truck number 2, the black Dodge Ram with the Western snowplow. So let's quickly go through the process of how to hook this plow up and get you ready for success this winter season. So this is the Western Ultra Mount 2 mounting system. So these are the bunny ear attachments on the Western plow. If you look at the truck side here, we don't keep this enabled on the plow at all times. So step number 1 is to get this connector onto the truck so that the plow can mount directly to it. As you go to bring the bunny ears into the truck, take note of this little lip. And in the back of this attachment, there's a little bar that you can see right in the back. That has to mate up perfectly so that the connection to the truck and the plow are safe. Now that the connector is on the truck, the bunny ears attachment, make sure that the clip is through, the eyelid is around the peg, and make sure that the clip is through the hole. These are all critical steps to being able to hook up the plow. Now that you've made it to this point, you can slightly push the plow forward and make sure that you mate the plow completely into the harness. I'll show that demonstration now. Now that you have slightly pushed into the plow, you can see that the bunny ear attachment can now clip in safely. What you have to do, pull this red latch and then pull up on the leg gear. Pull the red latch, lift upward, and pull all the way through the truck until it locks out. This side is hooked. Now that you have successfully mounted the plow and the truck together, you want to pull this red latch and lift up on the kick plate until you hear it lock in. Make sure that it's latched in and that the pin has completely gone through both sides and that the plow is going to stay connected to the truck. Now to hook up the electrical connections on the Western in the black Dodge Ram. The electrical connections are tucked behind the grill. Reach in, there's 2 plugs that need to be connected to the truck, and they go to their respective locations on the plow. I'll show you how to make that connection here just in a second. The electrical connections are stored directly below the headlights on the driver's side. There's a big one and a little one. Connect whichever one you would like first. There's no specific order in which they need to be connected. Take note that there are 2 plugs for the Western plow to be operational. There is a nudge out on the leading edge and a square edge on the back. Make sure that you line both of those edges up. And take notice, there is no headlight control outside of just having the plow connected. When I place these together, the truck side lights will now power the plow intensifier lights. Now that you are inside the 2016 black Dodge Ram 2500 with the Western plow, take notice that this is a 4-pin connector. It still is a directional plug, and I'll show you where to locate that now. The location of the truck side wiring plug-in on the 16 Ram is down here, just below the 4-wheel drive and the trailer brake controller in the middle of the cab. Make sure to make that connection nice and tight and that the grooves are directly together on the plow side controller and also on the truck side wiring harness. Unlike the Boss snowplow, the Western Fleet Flex technology controller controls all of the plows in their family. So these outer circular buttons do not mean anything to the straight blade plow that we have on this truck. The only buttons you need to worry about are the left, right, up, and down buttons and the on and off switch. And I'll go through how this plow operates. So in the corner is the on and off button. When the button is indicated red, the plow is operational. So if you push left, the plow will go left. If you push right, the plow will go right. And to go up and down, just push down. Now, if you notice, you hold the red button on the bottom, the plow will go into what is called float mode. So just push straight back up to come out of float mode and go straight back down and hold it and it'll be in float mode again. So this controller is very simple, on and off. And now we'll go through an operational test of the snowplow. So we'll turn on the hazards of the truck and we'll quickly check the high beam and low beam. We can tell from inside the truck that they work, but let's go out and check the turn signals. We are outside the cab now, and we want to just make sure that all the wiring harnesses are out of the way of any moving parts so that they don't get damaged while we're plowing snow. Also, take a close look at the turn signals and the four ways, and also make a point to just check your chains, make sure all looks good. Check your cylinders, make sure there's no excessive oil or anything on them, and also make sure to check out all of your hoses. Pay close attention to your spring tensioners and all of the other pivot points on the plow, and also a last time check so that your pins are safely latched in and that you're ready to go out and plow snow. So now the snow event is concluded and we're going to disconnect the Western plow from the truck. Let's go over the steps of how we do that. So we have concluded the snow event, and let's now disconnect the Western plow from the truck. Slowly lower it down and make sure that the green icon in the left-hand corner of the controller indicates float. And now let's go disconnect the truck and the plow from each other. With the plow in float mode, once the plow is on the ground, push down on the push arm and make sure that the ram is inside so that it does not get pitted up during winter storage. So now that we have the plow safely on the ground, let's get the plow and the truck completely disconnected. So, opposite of how we put the plow on, pull the red latch and push up on the black controllers and push down. They are a little bit sticky, so give it a little effort. Occasionally when you take the Western plow off, especially when you place it onto a pallet, you might need to take a floor jack and jack it up on the middle of the push bar, right around this region, to help take the pressure off the truck so that you can get the floor jacks to sit down. Now let's disconnect the wiring harness and place them back where they go, right underneath the headlight housing. Disconnect, make sure to reinstall the truck side covers. They go back into the housing here. There's little holes for both. Disconnect those. Next, take off the two ground power wires. Again, put the dust cover back on and place them back in the grill where they came from. Make sure that the plow wiring is now tucked back into where it goes in the little corner right underneath the headlight housing. The truck is completely separated from the plow, and now you can back out. Remember to use the buddy system for the first couple times to make sure that you disconnected everything correctly. And then once we back away from the truck, we'll take the bunny ear attachment off so that we can increase the ground clearance of the truck. Now that the truck and the plow are completely separated, you may pull the pin here on the plow mount. Don't lose the pin. Pull the silver tab, and now the bunny ear attachment will completely come off the truck. Now you can reinstall it onto the plow so it's ready for the next event. Now that you have taken the bunny ear attachment from the truck and placed it onto the plow, it's in a safe spot so that the next time we need to use it, it's where you left it. So now the snow event is completely concluded and you have unhooked the truck and the plow from each other. Now you can disconnect the in-cab controller from the truck side wiring, place it in the glove box to be ready for the next storm. You've gone through the training for the 2016 Ram 2500 with the 8-foot Western plow. If you have any questions before the first snow event, make sure to voice them to your crew leader and or myself. Love to get you trained up, and we're excited to have you behind the wheel of a plow truck this winter.